One. Hi there and welcome. I'd like to take the next 10 minutes to get to know you and your life experience and what you would bring to the table at this company. Today, we're going to discuss all things some work-life balance, how you openly answer and communicate, and I want you to be completely honest, no need to be nervous. I'm Madeline Oliver, but you can call me Maddie. Is there a specific name you would like to go by?
Morgan's perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to begin with just a
Okay.
few questions. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I graduated from Louisiana State University in 2020. I moved to Houston to work for the Houston Texans, worked for them for 2 years. Then I started working for a brewery as their marketing director. And then I was ready to move back to Louisiana. So I now work as a client service coordinator, studying to get my financial advising certifications. So I've now moved back to Lafayette and I work for Ameriprise.
Perfect. And what would you say is your best quality, both in the workforce and in your personal life?
I'd probably say I'm very organized. My calendar and my planner is like a second skin to me. It helps me just keep organized and keep everything where I need it to be and on top of everything. So I would say organized in personal life and work life is definitely one of my best qualities.
How would you say you would respond to change?
I'm very adaptable. I think if you would ask anybody that I've worked with, I take things as they come bef- between life, work life. You have to be adaptable to change because things are always happening. And that was the biggest thing I learned in sports, especially because things can change on the fly. So you have to be adaptable and you have to roll with the punches because you just never know when something's going to come your way.
Right. I love that. And how would you say you work in group settings, or how would you handle working with other people?
So I was always one of those people that loved group projects in class. That was like one of my favorite things, but that was more because I just was a chatty Cathy and I like to socialize. So that way I got to get my little dose of chatter, but also it was nice to communicate and meet new people. And I think that also helped me just in networking when I got into professional life because you learn a lot about somebody just sitting in a small setting with them on the daily basis, if it's through projects, group activities. So I think that just kind of I built on that. And so I always enjoyed group activities and group work. It helps you get to know people and you get to learn other people's styles of how they interpret and handle things.
Yeah, love that. What communication skills do you have that set you apart from other people of your same demographic or that might have the same experience that you do in your position that you currently hold?
I think a big thing in today's world is people lost how to verbally communicate. We hide through our phones, we send emails, we text message, we IM, we direct message, we Microsoft Teams. We do all these things. It's like very short, one off little words. I think people forget how to communicate in person and clearly hold a conversation and speak to people. So that was something I think that always set me apart. I was a very good verbal communicator. I also can write a very neat email, but being able to speak to someone and look them directly in the eye and hold that eye contact, I think is something that we've lost with the more active digital age.
I agree. I feel like technology has taken out having to have a conversation with someone in the break room while you
It
wait
has.
for.
It has. It's been that very much that Microsoft Teams, like, hey, check, can you look at this? Can you check? It's taken the personableness, I would say, out of communication for sure.
How do you manage work-life balance in your day-to-day life?
So that it was a big one to learn because especially in social media and marketing, which was my main focus for so long in my career, your phone's glued to your hand. It's very hard to separate yourself when you're at home from work because you see that email come through and you just want to hop on and answer it. But I think life's very short. And so I think you just have to mentally work at it and separate life and work. Like work will be there tomorrow. You'll clock in again at 8:30 in the morning. Like that email will still be there. So I think it's just really prioritizing and being more in the moment. Like you're at home with your family. You're spending this time. You've given yourself to work for 8, 9, 10 hours today. It's okay to spend these 4 or 5 hours with your family. and really be present and enjoy the moment.
I'm Do Not Disturb's biggest fan.
Yes,
Clock out, you're
exactly.
done.
I agree.
How would you solve conflict at your current place of employment if an opportunity or a circumstance arose?
So my current place of employment, especially, so it's financial planning. So you're dealing with clients on the daily. And with clients, at the end of the day, they're just people. And you never know what that person is going through. So when you pick up that phone and they're calling, they're not always mad at you, but you're the messenger. You're that person through the swinging door. You're the person that they're frustrated with at the moment because you just happen to be the one there at the moment. So I think for me, it was you always have to kind of take a step back and just remember they're not mad at you. They're not aggravated really at you. So, like, how can I more take their conflict off of their plate? How can I assure them that what we're doing is going to be the best in the long run? And I think that's you kind of just have to have a little bit of a thick skin. So in what I do, conflict isn't so much like employee to employee. It's more client to employee. I'm providing the service that's kind of more where the conflicts come to play because when you're dealing with people's money, conflicts tend to arise,
Yeah.
especially in our political climate, in our world's economy,
Money's a
conflicts
huge
arise.
subject.
Yes, it is, especially when you're dealing with other people's.
What do you do when you find yourself lacking motivation? Whether this is in the workplace, whether this is in your personal life, both.
I'll tend to go listen to a podcast or I'll find somebody that's in my field of work that I kind of enjoy listening to or like to get advice from. And so I'll go and listen to their podcast. I'll go listen to some of their stuff on social media. And it kind of helps remind me why I'm doing what I'm doing. It kind of helps you get back into that mindset of, huh, okay, like there's a reason why I'm doing it. This is my career. And it kind of just helps you bring you back into the moment a little bit. So I like to go, I mean, also I like to go on some walks and listen to my playlist and get excited and motivated again. But I think going listen to people who are doing what I want to be doing and seeing how they're successful is definitely how I get back into like the motivative mindset, I would say.
Completely agree. A 10-minute walk can truly change the mood of a day.
Absolutely. You put your little weighted vest on, you put on a good playlist, and you hit the road.
100%. Can you tell me about a situation where you worked under pressure and the outcome was better than you could have imagined? You thought it was going to go one way, but it was a great positive outcome in the end.
So through my job, I have to do a lot of estate planning. So that unfortunately is when someone passes away and you have to finalize their estate process so that the family who is now left behind can divide your assets how they see fit. Mostly when like Ameriprise, it's mostly stocks, bonds, accounts like that, um, which are big because that can help you pay off things and bills for the estate that are needed. So we're kind of like your first contact that you come, you get that situated, and then your estate can kind of take over the rest. And there was one that I had a few weeks ago that it just had a lot of holdups. The things weren't flowing from her bank to us. Information was getting lost, and she really needed that money because she had to pay off her mom's credit card. Because if she didn't, it would hit her account, and I mean, it's an estate account. No one has that kind of money just sitting on the sidelines. So I ended up driving all the way to Baton Rouge with paperwork to get her to hand sign it so that I could drive it back and submit it myself same day and overnight it so that it could go through. And that whole conversation started off on a very negative foot, and I thought it would end negatively, but it ended up with her getting her money when she needed it. Same day, all her worry went away. And it was all because I put in a little extra effort to make sure. And so I think that's something to always remember is it might not seem like a big deal to you, you just taking that extra hour drive, but it completely changed that lady's day, her week.
You went above and
And
beyond for your client.
exactly,
People
it
don't
just
forget that.
they don't they don't. And she wrote a very beautiful long email to my higher up saying how thankful she was. And so it just kind of like makes you remember why it's all worth it. Like what I did ended up taking this load in this very difficult time off of her plate. And I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was like, it was a miscommunication from the other department. And I was like, nope, we'll get this taken care of today. So I think just those little extra things go a long way.
Me too. Well, your answers to my questions were very spot on, and it gives me great hope in the possibility of your future here at this company. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me and for letting me just get a glimpse of who you are and what you represent. I'm going to review your resume and everything that we discussed today, and I'll let you know if we'll be moving forward with you as a candidate for the position. But all the best, and I look forward to speaking with you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. It was a pleasure.
Have a great day.